Hi guys, welcome back to Hadithi. I go by the good name Wangeshi Miriam. Here we talk about the African culture, our heritage, and of course history that relates to us. What if I told you that applying lipstick, makeup, and even this piercing were not a sign of beauty back in time? Yes, so I'm joined by an amazing guest who will tell us this and much more. Karibu sana Guka.
Okay. As mentioned by Wangeshi, by Nyabura, I'm Joshua Kimani Jenga. And I would like to start by saying that during the colonial era, education as far as girls was concerned was not encouraged. Very few went to school that time. This just came later, and they even wearing they were not wearing dresses. But they are wearing, as Masai did. So, when you come to dressing, majority of them, not majority, but at least all girls, because education itself never came up for girls. They were not encouraging education for girls. Girls were meant when they mature, they marry, because they were after the wealth in terms of livestock. So the issue of education as far as girls are concerned was not encouraged that time.
What about the lifestyle of a girl?
The lifestyle of a girl was just to help her mother, to cultivate, and of course take care of the young ones at home. Otherwise, generally, they were looking for firewood, going to the chamber, and of course helping her mother to cook. Otherwise, a girl had no much like our boys. Boys were just looking for cows, and sometimes may help in other jobs. But the girls, even boys themselves, very few were around to go to school by their fathers. Particularly those who were wealthy, with many cows, many girls. Even those who went to by that time, even boys were the ones whose parents were not all that were poor. They didn't have livestock.
And maybe looking into a girl, how would you tell that this girl is beautiful in those times?
When you come to a girl, to determine a good girl at that time, she must be hard work, and it's very hard you find a girl sitting down or in the lot, and no man is around can accept a girl who is lazy. So even when a man is passing and a girl in the farm, you hardly see a girl standing up, just cultivating. Otherwise, when you come to manner, they are well disciplined, that even the question of giving birth at another age was not common that time. Otherwise, when you come to marriage, the whole thing is handled by their parents, who used their livestock for dowry.
And when you talk of dowry and the livestock, what were these things which are being given as dowry?
Dowry are cows, and goats, and sheep.
What about the pigs?
No. When they talk, pigs were introduced later. They were not for that. Cows, goats, and sheep. That's all.
And then after you give that one, now you are ready to have the girl.
Yeah.
And did you have a limit?
There was no question of a girl being conceived or had in their home. Before they meet, a girl must be married. They must have agreed with their parents that the dowry has been settled. Yeah.
And now going back in those times, were the girls allowed to do piercing, applying makeups, kutoboa masikio?
No, kutoboa masikio, no, that one was allowed. but not wearing earrings. That one was not allowed by Africans. No, that
And
one was not
did you
allowed.
have these lipsticks?
Lipstick, no. They are using, no, they are not using lipstick at all.
What about the hair? How did they...
Even hair was cut short for girls. With a razor, yani, to cut it completely, to remove the hair
Why?
and shine.
Why?
Oh yeah, and smear with the fatty ya mbuzi or vitu kama hiyo. Yeah.
Interesting,
Yeah.
interesting. What about the dressing?
Dressing was not the present dressing you are familiar with. They are wearing like Masai shukas, what do you call them? Sheets.
The skins?
Not the skin. I mean, mashuka mwewetwata.
Kitenge?
Kitenge, hapana kitenge. Shuka to wika ule mada hiweta wata.
Oh, nimeziona hizi za mabox.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. And for this girl, at what age was this girl?
And again, circumcision was compulsory to both sexes.
Ah,
Yeah, those days.
even the girls?
Yes, it was compulsory.
Oh, interesting.
Unless you are taken by a mission, then if you have had no parents, now there you can escape that. Otherwise, they might be circumcised. Yeah.
And maybe in your life growing up, did you have a chance to maybe interact with the Europeans?
Maybe in schools.
How was the experience?
Actually, you know, systems were different from settlers. You know, they are handling you very nicely with teachers. You know, they are more Christian, not like settlers. Handling our teachers is different. You can't compare a teacher and a settler. No.
So the teachers were a bit friendly?
You know, after all, teachers were influenced by the mission. They were brought in by missionaries.
Missionaries.
Yes. Yes. So they are different. Si wazungu wale tunajua wale wa tuseme masetra au kitu kama hiyo. They are different. Yeah.
Were they kind?
Yes, they are kind. Even weekend, we used to be employed in their homes. And you get a few shillings to buy a toast in the canteen or in school. Oh yeah, that's what we are kind.
And going in those times, what were you guys having mostly as? What were you people having mostly as food?
Food in the githeri, ugali, rice, and of course bread and butter on Saturdays in the morning. But obviously these are secondary schools. Huh? After all, boarding schools were not there. Primary schools. These were day. But when you come to secondary, we started with the boarding ones, which were limited, very few. As I mentioned to you, let's say you live around, go to Kagumo, labda Mangu, Showet, Simoratewa, they're scattered. That's why very few people went to school that time. University, Kenya didn't have a university. University was Kampala peke yake. Kenya, Tanzania were taking their people to Kampala. Yeah. And they started at a law college. Even by the time Kiano came, it was just a college, not a university.
There is somewhere that you mentioned when the country was declared a state of emergency.
That's Africa too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Our people want to know, what do we exactly mean when we say state of emergency?
Emergency, you can't move away the way you want. You were just allowed in villages. Yeah. You know, prior to that, people were scattered. Here you find some people having stayed there. But during the emergency, we are We are forced to go to the villages. Yes.
And now when Kenyatta was arrested,
Yes.
how did that impact or...
Well, yeah, we are in the village. When Kenyatta was, we were in villages. And they came to disappear actually just a few years before he was released. Otherwise, we are in villages. Yes. In villages. And they were askaris, home guards. Yes.
And was the arrest of Kenyatta contribute in any way maybe to speed up the speed maybe to gain the independence?
Yes. They went to the forest in a big way and fighting with Wazungus. Even some running away from their homes. They could be killed. And very many were killed. Yes. They are killed. That's why you hear them saying that we never received the Uhuru in a platter. No. To send the blood. They send the blood. Yeah. Because many were killed. So even Wazungus themselves were killed. Not that they are not be killed. They are killed and then their guns are snatched to be used.
And by the way, when you talk about your fighting, was it like the Mau Mau, they come to this place and then they start...
Not openly. No.
How would they fight?
Not openly that way. They come at night. Not during the day. No, they attack during the night. During the day they're in the forest or in the caves. You see? They come during the night, not during the day. Not that they confront each other they openly that way. No. So Wazungus work on they have their houses, their farms. And Muzungu will be met in his own home and killed. You see? Yeah.
And now the thing has happened. Now Kenyatta has been released.
Yes.
Out of prison.
Yes.
And just some years later,
yes.
Kenya is gaining her independence.
Yes,
how was the experience? Yes.
Yes.
How was the experience like?
Hey, people really enjoy it. Yes, independence. Most of the Wazungu started to run away. Yes, they expected the fight to be fought. So majority of them went back to their home, to their motherland. Oh yeah, a good number, even teachers. They didn't expect the Africans to... They didn't expect to stay with them. But then Kenyatta was too clever. He discouraged that. That he encouraged people to live now together and work for our country. Yeah.
So there is a...
And he believed that nobody was left around to fight for independence, even those who were not detained. Because they had no peace even when they are here. You see, you are surrounded in villages. There's no peace, no work. You are so suffering. Yeah. You encourage that. That people to understand, not even a single soul never fought for Uhuru. There's not a single tribe never fought for Uhuru. But it's obviously known to you and me and him and others that Kikuyu, Embu and Meru are the ones who fought for
independence.
But according to Kenyatta himself, he felt everybody to be encouraged. They fought for it. Yes.
Wow. Interesting.
Yes. To encourage that friendship. Moreover, independence was not meant for Gema. It was meant for all Kenyans. All right? And that's why he had the courage to tell people everybody fought for it, which was good.
And there is also this...
And that's why, because if those who were in the forest, if they are the ones to lead, do you think they could have kept the country safe? They would have argued that they fought for it. And other tribes never fought for it. But for your information, you know, Kenyatta was taken to Britain. He went to school, and in fact, even he married a Mzungu there. Moro from our royal family, who guided Mzee to the Queen. You see? Oh, yeah. And in fact, it's agreed with Oginga simply because Oginga felt communism, na Kenyatta capitalism. You see? That's why they disagreed. Yeah.
Wow. So, how comes Kenyatta was the person who was maybe elected to maybe lead the country as the
Well, as I mentioned earlier, during that fight, two main parties. KANU was led by Kikuyu and Meru and Luo. Ngara na Moi, in fact Moi was just a teacher, a PhD teacher. But they were leading KADU, Kenya Democratic Party. With KANU, they had picked Oginga, but Oginga said, because he was fighting for Uhuru, Uhuru Kenyatta, no, let us have Gishoro, for people may think I will refuse to serve for Kenyatta. So by the time Kenyatta was released, Gishoro, James Gishoro was the chairman of KANU. You see? On the other hand, KADU was led by Ronald Ngara, who was later eliminated in one or the other. He was arguing that he was attacked by bees on the way to Mombasa. But no unreliable resources claimed that he was eliminated. But obviously, they survived only a few months, KADU. They later joined KANU. And then Kenya became a one-state party, KANU. And of course, even by the time when they introduced these motor parties, it was during Moi. And they had refused. Yes.
But before we even go to the Moi's regime, I want you to maybe take us through Kenyatta's regime.
Yes.
How was life like during that particular regime?
Life was good. Considering that now we are independent. And according to Kenyatta, everybody fought for it. And they assured Kenyans, we must work hard for our country. Don't expect outsiders to come and build Kenya for us. And then schools were opened. Okay? Even secondary schools, number increased. Slowly by slowly. Because now, you know, you have to rely on motherland, mother country. Because now, Muzungus was taking everything to back home. So, we had to work hard. And of course, things started changing. For instance, keeping cows, rearing cows, planting coffee, tea, paridram. Others, prior to that, only Muzungu could plant these cash crops. You see? And of course, owning land, because some lands were taken over by the government. And the majority of Africans were settled, like eka 5 hapa karibu na Muguga. Even in Rift Valley, most of the Wazungus were trailed away or ran away. Okay? Although they were claiming for payment, for improvement. Okay? Kitu kama hiyo.
Wow. And maybe what about the economic side of life?
No, people had to work hard. And really, we certainly working hard. And particularly Mount Kenya, hata wewe mwenyewe umetravel, people have really worked. As I mentioned to you, there are no these houses you see. They are hard. You see? But soon after that, you find that houses were started looking for timber, slabs, tiles ama namna gani.
True.
Lakini wakati ule tabu. I'm telling you, even being employed in the farm, you are paid by giving sweet potatoes. Not money.
And now, can you maybe expound on, was there a difference between now Kenyatta coming into power and before?
Yes, a big one.
What was the
You
meaning?
have you have the belief. Now is your man at the top. All right? And you are independent. You are not under colonial regime. So, without the belief, don't you think you are all happy? That you are no longer under Mzungu? Oh, yeah.
And now Kenyatta, in 1978, Moi now takes power.
Translate took power from him. And
How
the
was the
promising
transition?
people that you follow the very footsteps, which he never did even himself. You see? But then, I understand it was advised by Nyerere. With the Kikuyus being wealthy, to rule them is not easy. Try to work hard to make them poor. But then Moi at the end of the day gave it up, because he saw further Kikuyus are still putting up his own building. And moreover, even these people, obviously even now, are from central Mount Kenya region. Oh yeah. Kabuku did in the national government better. Namiri County. Yes. Even now, even if until you travel to Kamruya, Radi, go out kwa Luka Radi. You can't compare them with Central. No. This in this area is there to see a hut of Nyumba Anyati. Very difficult. Even I can't call it one. No. And they were there during the colonial era. Yes.
So
They could see, let's say, someone had a roof with the tiles, with the iron sheets. But actually, these iron sheets, they are not bought. Well, he parted during Second World War. Yes.
So for Moi coming now into power and not following his
Oh, yeah.
footstep,
Yeah.
how would
In
you?
fact, he joined the Kikuyus. They know, because
How
even
did
now
the
they
people
know.
now react, seeing now this other president who has come in is not following the footstep?
He's
Oh,
not, he's not because, because according to him, you see, he's certainly oppressing Kikuyus. But then, even by so doing, he's not refusing them to, kind of money to put them, not putting stone building. They were still being put up. And the Kikuyu naturally, they are hardworking. They are hardworking. Not a question of being taught. Yeah.
And did this Kikuyu not reject Moi?
No. No. They almost rejected. Sorry. He's only Attorney General. Very tough Attorney General, Charles Jojo. Oh, yeah. Yeah. He was being refused. They didn't want him to rule them. But then Attorney General was very firm. And Number was supposed to mention this question of not allowing Moi. You see? Yeah. Jojo stood firm. Lakini Moi later, in fact, he was to accuse Jojo that Jojo wanted to take over the government from him. Oh, yeah.
There is also the thing of the military coup in 1982.
82, yes.
Can you
But
please maybe share with us how?
by then I was at Moi Beach, history. But actually not the military, not the entire, even outside themselves they are not concerned. There was a young man called Oshuka. In fact, what do you call them? The junior, a junior officer there, who pretended to be a very good Christian, is the one who learned them. But then there was an occasion that the officers had, and so there is something. In majority of them, they are not even around. But then, it was defeated. Yeah. Not that military. And they decided to take, they would have done it. But now officers were not removed, in a way. They are not. They are not. And as I assure you, by then I was at my Abyss, Methodist. See?
So we didn't have the military coup?
No. No. I was not military. I'm going there for focusing. Focusing on this. Because the aircraft must be given weather for them to take off. Or to land.
So we also want to learn, when did multi-party democracy come about in Kenya?
Yeah, that one came with Moi. When Moi accepted.
What do you think are some of the reasons that led people to wanting to form or have more than one party?
No, it's good because you have more freedom. It's good. For a single party will dictate. Don't you agree with me? The government will dictate. Yeah. That's why you see them shouting at Ruto. Yeah. And they even refusing to listen to his yeah. And he's been told openly that he's a liar. You can't expect to have told the Kenyatta that way.
What would have happened if you said something?
The Kenyatta was no joke, madam. You can't play about with the Kenyatta then. The Kenyatta was very powerful. Even in that parliament. He can do away with you within no time. Within no time. We are eliminated. That was no joke. Come on, if you can call Boya. Boya had arranged to eliminate Kenyatta. But who informed Kenyatta? By then Boya was in Addis Ababa. And Haile Selassie was a great friend of Kenyatta. Haile Selassie just told Kenyatta the arrangement Boya had there. Haile Selassie was to eliminate him there. But Kenyatta told Haile Selassie, don't do that. Let him come back. It's when he was eliminated the same day. In town, at the center of the town. Oh yeah. That's why multi-party is good. Because you are fed up with this single party, you join another one. For instance now, do you expect Ruto now to come back? No. Do you expect him to come back?
No.
Hey, when it comes to a point where you are being shouted down, or saying they don't want to listen to you, you have run them enough. You expect you to be re-elected. No way. Yeah. No way.
There is also this thing of
forcing people to do things which is not common to people. You can't start vaccinating cows and you are not talking why are you vaccinating. Just in general. Rubbish. And people will not accept.
True.
They started saying, no. They are refusing everything.
There is something that I want you to clarify on Kenyatta. Did you guys have something like an election to vote for Kenyatta?
Yes.
How was it?
Kenyatta, there was no way of refusing to vote for Kenyatta. No. That's why you hear Kandu that was against it. They were praying hard to make sure Kenyatta joins Kandu. But Kenyatta obviously could not have done that because there is a show here. And moreover, he originated from Kau, Nakanu. Okay? He knew very well a connection near Kau, Nakanu. How could you expect him to join Kanu? They are struggling or competing to put a house at Gatundu, both parties. Looking for that river. But obviously, you not have expected Kenyatta to join Kandu. It was obvious. At the end of the day, they joined the canoe.
And how did Moi now come to power?
He was elected. He was picked by Kenyatta as a vice president. They disagreed, Oginga, out. Okay? He tried Ruby. They didn't agree, and so forth. But Moi was so clever. He obeyed what Kenyatta said. He served him honesty with honesty. And again, Moi feared Kenyatta. Would not have attempted to undermine him in any way. Yeah.
And at this time that we are having our Africans ruling us, was the Queen still in Kenya? Queen Elizabeth?
He had visited in Kenya, yes. In fact, even 1950 what, before she became queen. She had visited in Kenya. Yes. In fact, her father passed away when he was in Kenya. Yes, Queen Elizabeth.
Did you maybe have an interaction with her?
Who?
The Queen.
Queen? With the Kenyan government?
You as a person?
No. How can you then, a student, meet the Queen? How? Why do you meet her?
Because I will hear people saying that this particular Queen would...
No, maybe she may visit years to, let's say, in a certain hotel. There are Africans working there. Don't you think they can talk? She can talk to them. Although even not talking because maybe she doesn't know Kiswahili. But she shake hand. Like not on the way, just anyhow. No. There must be a particular place like that. Yes.
Wow. Interesting. How comes Moi ruled the country for so many years?
Well, Moi is one single party. And Moi would not have allowed multi-party. Don't you think he was powerful with a single party? And that's why people had to fight for multi-party. Yes. Before he accepted. Then he refused completely.
And what was the reaction of Moi when he heard that people wanted to form other parties?
And he became angry, to discourage, but then you could not accept the unseen. Yeah.
Were there actions taken for these people who are spearheading to form other parties?
Oh yeah, they are mistreated. He didn't like the idea of having a multi-party. He didn't like it. But now the pressure was too big. Kama hili ilikuta nani, hawa watoto walianza kudemonstrate. Angewafanya nini? Kama watu wengi wanatoka namna hiyo, utawaambia ushuti the more. Kwa hivyo, saa zingine watu wanaanza kataa ile wanasema. Yeah.
Na sasa hiyo kukataa, how was the protest like?
Kudisobey. Kama hii sasa Nyadoa walikataa kusomewa mambo ya Ruto, angefanya nini? Angefanya nini? Angechukua, angeambia askari hawa watu yote. Arabu. Yes.
So we want to understand.
Yani hata angesimama wakati ule, wakati waliingia alikubaliana na multi-party, angechaguliwa. Unafikiri watu wangemchagua? Akasimame. Ingua mapenzi yao aende. Sasa. Yes. Ndio akang'olewa. Si hata hakusimama. Alisimama akang'olewa. Yes. Yes.
And now how did Kibaki now come in?
Well, obviously Kibaki, Kibaki was a graduate and an economist and a venerable mzee. No quarrel with anybody. No, Kibaki was okay. Only that he was not a politician. And with Africans, with their little education, they prefer those talkative people. those who promised nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. But Kibaki was straightforward person. Na anasema ile inaonekana ni possible. Mambo ya wizi. Alikuta serikali kama imekwisha na moja. Na within a short time we can improve.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
How was life like in his regime?
His regime, Kibaki. Good. Kibaki was a leader. Not a politician, you know. There is a politician and a leader.
What's the difference?
The difference is that a leader is someone who can lead people to somewhere constructive. But a politician, this one a politician shouting, anything, provided utafurahi na ucheke. Oh yeah. Na ule anakuambia the truth. Kibaki anakuambia the truth. Si mambo ya kutanganya ati sababu ufurahi umchague. No.
How about the education?
Education, Kibaki was learned. Kibaki had 9 points at Mangu. And he went to Makerere. Then abroad. Then came back to lecture at Makerere. Economist. It's feared, not only in Kenya. Kibaki was an economist.
Why do you think Kibaki's era was successful from his forerunners?
Pardon?
Why do you think Kibaki era was successful compared to his forerunner, the likes of Moi and Kenyatta?
Kibaki one thing was, Kibaki was, kwanza ukumbuke aliitwa Makerere na Kenyatta. Yes. Na akaanza kazi ya finance minister. Na Kibaki alijua Kibaki, siati ajui. Kibaki was learning, na tena si masomo ya alijua. He was an economist. Na ukubaliwa kulecture economy, Makerere was not an easy thing. Yeah. Kama sasa Moi mtu alikuwa paved, atakuongoza kupeleka wapi? Iko kitu anaweza kupatia India, yani undevelop. Sina ile siasa mimi nasema. Because mtu sasa ni kitu gani atakwambia. Anaweza fanya. Iko bela kwake, masomo yake ni limited. Lakini Kibaki anakuambia the truth. How things are. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. Do you think maybe now coming in today's world that these people, the likes of me and other young people out here, we are the main beneficiaries of Kibaki's era?
Yes. Yes.
And do you think this has contributed to the recent protests that we had in the country?
No difficulties. Unajua sasa, hii mambo ya kusoma na watu wengi wakakosa kazi. Inaweza kuonekana sasa this. Because you struggle to educate your child. Anamaliza kuna kazi. Kazi hilo anamwambia unatafuta yako kujenga na kufagia. Hiyo ndio kazi nimepelekea mtoto aende university, aje afanye. Kwa hivyo nani anaweza kupata kazi kama hiyo? Sasa anaongea mambo ya mijengo. Mtu amefanya university na arudi akuchukua nyundo kujenga. I mean, there's something amiss somewhere. Oh yeah.
And maybe
Na ukiona ni Kenya yote mzima, siati ni Central peke yake. Entire country was against him. Magana. Walidemonstrate against Ruto. Wengi sana, injaonekana namna hiyo. Mpaka wakaingia parliament. The first time in history of Kenya, independent Kenya, kuingia parliament. Kati ya. Na ukumbuko nao wanaongozwa na watu wengine. Magana. Ukuwezi kosa watu hapo. Wale vile vile at the same time they are as well fed up with the regime. Oh yeah.
And now that we have seen maybe president, the current presidents, merging with other leaders like the opposition leader.
Again.
Do you think we are going back to where we came from?
No, with one party. No, haiwezekani. Hata yeye mwenyewe anajua hiyo. Utaisikia soon, ulisikia maparties takuwa formed na ziko yes. Sasa sababu wamejoin Luo community. Hata Raila juzi alisema atasimama, hawezi kubali ati Ruto aendelee. One thing prior to that, they were in the same party kabla washana Ruto. Na kwa hivyo hata Ruto ana work hand for him to succeed as chairman of PAYU. Ndio amuondoke. Na Raila anajua hivyo. Sasa juu. Na siye peke yake wanajua. Anataka aondoke. Lakini Raila interest yake ni awe President of the Republic of Kenya. Na anajua siasa hiyo ni rahisi. Sababu kikuza ni wengi sana. Na ndio walifanya hata huu jamaa aingia. Angeingia. Angeweza.
I now wanted us now to maybe take a moment and maybe talk about the Kapenguria 6.
Kapenguria. Yes.
I wanted you maybe to touch on that because many of our viewers want to understand what is Kapenguria 6, how did it come about to exist.
He was tried there. He was tried there. He was put on trial with others. There were 7 of them. Yeah, Sengo Oneko, Pongeng, Kagia. There were 7. In fact, there were 7. They were tried there. But Kenyatta ndio alikuwa anachukuliwa mkubwa yao. You see? Wakafungwa, ikasemekana wamefungwa. Walikuwa na roya mzungu. Wakafungwa Rotani. Ndio sasa wakarudishwa nyuma, wakakaa Lodwar. Lodwar ndio walijenga 7 houses. Kila mtu nyumba yake.
Why were they arrested?
Because they were fighting for uhuru. Yes. Mzungu alikuwa anasema ni linda ya Mau Mau. Kenyatta, yes.
And how long did they stay maybe in prison?
7 years. 7 years. Oh, 7 years.
And after the 7 years, what happened next?
Sio. Ndio akaja akajoin KANU na akawa appointed prime minister.
Nice. So initially
kabla huwa afanya election. Unajua alishauriwa mbele akawa nominated prime minister, lakini si walifanya election sasa. Ya KANU na KANU. Ndio wewe KANU kawini.
So initially Kenyatta and other members, they were arrested because they were
Mau Mau, members of Mau Mau. Yes.
And that's why
yani ndio walifanya watumie kiapo. No, walienda forest. Yeah.
And the oathing system, how was it like? Were you guys holding a Bible?
What?
Or the oathing system in those times of Mau Mau? Were you holding a Bible?
Watu wenyewe wakati wanakunywa oath. No, Bible no. How? Wanachukua Bible ni ya mzungu.
How was the oathing done?
Oath. Huyu wanakula nyama ya ng'ombe, mbuzi inachinjwa. Na wanaongea hiyo mambo kukiongea namna hiyo kama anakunywa damu.
So they were drinking blood.
Yes.
Interesting.
Si mambo ya Bible. No. Nikiwe wendo thiũhurũke twĩna wĩra.
Twĩ hakuhĩ ndagĩka ta 10. Okay, so I want us to maybe wind up, and I want you maybe to touch on the election part. Were you people having the secret ballot that you have right now? If you are going to vote for this person, you maybe tick and then you put somewhere secret.
Yes. Yes. Hata wakati ya KANU. Yes. Vote na ile kawaida mnafanya hata siku hizi. Ni secret. Unaenda hapo unachagua ule unataka. Hata wakati huu si ati iko mob. Hapana.
Na ile ya the lines.
Hapana, kuna ya line ilikuwa introduced na Moi. Ukora. Ni baadaye ikataliwa. Yeah.
And maybe now to the future generations and the current generation, what do you think are some of the lessons that maybe they can learn from the Mau Mau and yes, the Mau Mau?
Ile wanaweza kulani na wapende nchi yao na njue nchi iko peano bure. Ilikuwa original yao, lakini mzungu akanyakua. Walikuwa wapigane na wakamwaga damu. Na ni lazima people be proud of their country. And you must work for it. Na usingojee kupewa. Maana yake ni nchi yako. Utadevelop kati nchi yako na pesa ya wenyewe. Sini kazi. Lazima tufanye kazi. Oh yeah. You mind your country. Yes. It's a God-given thing. Kwa hivyo, you must take care of it. Yeah. And be proud of your country. You must be proud of your country. Oh yeah.
What about the current protesters that you have right now?
Pardon?
The current protesters who are leading the Gen Z, maybe...
No. Sasa wanafanya makosa. Maana yake, unajua, yani sana sana ni ukosefu ya kazi na mashida. Okay? Yote inafanya wafanya nini? Watu wafunjwe namna hiyo. Wote wangua wamepata kazi. Hii shida ingeingia namna hiyo. Lakini mashinda ulisoma, labda mliuza shamba, ndio usome. Tena ukose kazi. What is all this? Those all these watu walikuwa nasema kama Karugu. Shamba inauzwa, lakini Karugu alirudi, kaandikwa kazi na akanunua shamba. Kubwa kuliko ile baba yake aliuza. Lakini hii mambo utumie pesa yako. Mtoto tena akose kazi. Unajua hata huo mtoto lazima ako na uchungu. Hata ile kazi unamwelezea ni kazi ya ukajenga manyumba huko. Na hata baba yako hataweza kuinunua. Maanake ile pesa inatakiwa hamuna. At the end of the day itarudi kununua na ule mtu ako na pesa. Unyumu tasaidika na nini? Yeah.
Na sasa tukimalizia hii episode, unaweza malizia kwa kusema nini?
Kusema is good to learn mambo ya zamani. Na ile Kenya tulinyakua uhuru. Na tujue to value hiyo kazi, to value our country very much. Maanake ilipoteza watu wengi. Na ndio mnaambiwa tukupatiwa na sana. Ni damu ilimwagwa. Na ni kweli ilimwagwa. Shati ni uongo. Na nilikuelezea wakati ule walikuwa wanapigana. Hata akipigwa risasi, hawezi kubali kupelekwa hospitali. Anasema atakufia hapo kama ni kifo. Na ajue amekufa sababu ya mchanga. Ile yake. Wanafanya auawe. Yeah. Kwa hivyo ni mingi hadi badawa. Ni kweli hata mngesucceed. Chukueni hii nchini yenu. Na muwe proud of it. Yes. tuseme nchi ya Kenya ni tajiri. Kama hii mambo ya corruption inakwisha, don't you think this country is rich?
It's rich.
Kama wanaweza kupatia mishahara, hakuna siku. Iko nchi zingine hata mishahara inakosa 3 months, hata 6 months. Lakini Kenya ni rich. Mishahara ndio, uwizi ndio inaharibu.
So,
na hata ukiangalia ile manyumba imejengwa, huoni Kenya saa rich? Oh yeah, rich.
okay. So guys, thank you so much for watching. This marks the end of our episode 2 here on Hadithi, and so much grateful to Guka for sharing with us so much information that you and I needed to learn. So bye.